There's a way that experience forms that most people don't really notice, even though it's happening constantly. When something happens, it feels like the reaction comes directly from the situation itself, as though what you're feeling is simply the result. But that's not quite what's happening. At the same time the situation appears, an interpretation forms alongside it, almost instantly. It blends into the experience so completely that it doesn't feel separate. It just feels like the way things are. Because of that, what you're feeling can seem fixed, certain, and entirely caused by what's happening, even when part of that intensity is coming from something that isn't being seen. That's why the same kind of situation can feel completely different depending on the moment, even when the external details are almost identical. Why something relatively small can sometimes carry more weight than it should, while other things feel easier to move through. And why trying to change the situation or adjust how you think about it doesn't always change how it actually feels. Not because those things don't matter, but because they're being applied on top of something that is already shaping the experience underneath. Most of the time, that shaping process isn't obvious. It happens quickly, automatically, and blends into what's happening so seamlessly, which is why it rarely comes into question. And because it doesn't come into question, it continues in the same way. The experience forms, the reaction follows, and it all feels immediate and self-contained. But once that process begins to become visible, even slightly, something starts to change. Not in a dramatic way or all at once, but because what you're feeling is no longer being shaped in exactly the same way without being noticed. This course is about making that part visible, not by turning it into something you need to manage or apply or get right, but by allowing you to see how your experience is forming while it's happening. Because once that becomes clear, even briefly, the experience itself begins to shift. Situations don't need to change for that to happen. Nothing needs to be controlled, and there's nothing to hold on to. But what once felt fixed can begin to feel less solid. What once carried a certain weight can begin to ease, even when nothing external has changed. It doesn't mean you stop reacting, but it does mean that the way it's being experienced is no longer the same. There's nothing here to memorize, nothing to apply. It's simply about seeing something that has been there the whole time. And once that's seen, even briefly, it doesn't return to being experienced in exactly the same way.